sheer size, giant retinal tears can pose various challenges in their management. In this case, vitrectomy is being carried out to ease the edges of the tear. Anterior edges are cut and PFCL is injected to unfold the retina and flatten it. 360-degree laser barrage is carried out. This is followed by air PFCL exchange, taking care that the edges of the tear are kept dry during this maneuver. In this case, the vitreous adherence is quite potent. PFCL is injected to stabilize the posterior pole while the hyaloid is trimmed from the peripheral aspect of the detached retina. Folds on the retina are gently ironed out using a massager. Once the retina is flattened well, laser barrage is carried out. Air PFCL exchange succeeds it. This is a case of post-traumatic giant tear with ragged edges and a vitreous hemorrhage. The hemorrhage and attached vitreous is cleared. PFCL injection follows to flatten the retina. The peripheral anterior edges of the tear are also trimmed. The edges of the healthy retina are barraged. This is followed by a patient air PFCL exchange to avoid any slippage from the edges. Here, the retina is folded onto itself. After doing vitrectomy, PFCL is used to gradually unfurl the retina. Inferior stiffness is noted and hence preparatory diathermy is done to convert the 270-degree tear to a 360-degree one. This is done to avoid the PFCL from going subretinal. The retina is well flattened after this maneuver. In this case, a complex situation of a very posterior giant tear associated with a macular hole is seen. Hyaloid removal is done along with clearing the vitreous hemorrhage. After this, brilliant blue dye is injected. ILM is peeled and extended up to the temporal edges of the tear to relax the retina. Ironing of the folded edges is carried out under PFCL. This is followed by endolaser. Air exchange ensues it. Now this is a case of redetachment operated earlier for an inferior giant retinal tear. The existing silicone oil is removed. PFCL is injected to stabilize the posterior pole and the macular pucker is peeled using a forceps. A small relaxing retinectomy is done inferiorly to allow a good flattening of the retina. In this case, oil removal is being done after 3 months of successful repair of a giant retinal tear. Once oil is removed, the peripheral areas are thoroughly checked to see a good laser scarring all around, which ensures the long-term success in these cases. In conclusion, success in cases of giant retinal tears can be made possible by following a thorough vitrectomy, removal of the peripheral edge, PFCL injection to flatten the retina, .360-degree laser barrage, patient air PFCL exchange or a direct exchange with oil to avoid the chances of slippage.